want to see Frank fight. You know, maybe Shakur Stevenson. You know, you got Tank. You got a lot of big fights. He ain't gonna get paid nothing fighting Keyshawn Davis. You know, at the end of the day, regardless of all these belts and things like that, it's about the money, man.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So that was obviously Errol Spence right there saying that he wants to see Shakur Stevenson. He wants to see Frank Martin against Shakur Stevenson. He also said he wanted to see him against Tank Davis as well. Errol Spence, he said this before Frank Martin's last fight. He was actually asked a question about fighting against Keyshawn Davis. And he was saying, you know, Keyshawn Davis, he always says, oh, I'm only 7-0, I'm only 6-0, I'm only this and that. So there's really no reason to fight him, because when he loses, or if he loses to Frank Martin, he's just going to say, oh, well, I was only 7-0, I was only 9-0. There's no doubt about it. Clearly, if a fighter is constantly saying, hey, y'all, I'm only 9-0, clearly he's saying that he doesn't feel that he's ready yet. Which, by the way, is so confusing, because when Keyshawn Davis was talking to Frank Martin, he was telling Frank Martin that he had more experience than Frank. But then later on, Keyshawn Davis, he did a live and he said, why is Frank Martin picking on me? Why is he calling me out? I'm only 9-0. But that's a topic for another video. Anyway, Errol Spence, this is the reason why he was saying he wants to see Frank Martin against Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Tank Davis, because fighting against Keyshawn Davis, he ain't gonna make no money. Meaning Errol Spence, he understood that if Frank Martin was fighting Shakur Stevenson or Gervonta, he's definitely gonna make some money. And Errol wasn't lying, because according to reports, Frank Martin, he made around $100,000 in his last fight. In his biggest fight against Michelle Rivera, the Ali lookalike, he made $75,000. And it was Ali that made $200,000. When I first got this information, I was really surprised, not just because Frank Martin only made $75,000, but I was more surprised that he allowed Michelle Rivera to be the A-side, not only be the A-side, but get paid more than double than what he got paid. Now, Shakur Stevenson came out and he said that Frank Martin was demanding a 50-50 split. Frank Martin came back, he responded, and completely denied that he asked for a 50-50 split. But what we know for sure is this fight was pretty much a done deal. It was close to being a done deal, and at the very last minute, Frank Martin, he decided to pull out. So unfortunately for Errol Spence, his dreams of seeing a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Frank Martin have been completely shattered, at least for now. But Errol Spence, he did praise Shakur Stevenson. He said, in his exact words, he said that Shakur Stevenson is like that. So even Errol Spence is admitting that that would be a very, very difficult fight for Frank Martin to win.
Hey, Shakur like that. I ain't like that for sure. But I feel like, you know, nobody ever took Shakur out of his element either.
That's definitely true. Nobody has ever taken Shakur Stevenson out of his element. But there's one fighter that will be trying to take him out of his element, and that is Edwin Santos. The only fighter at the lightweight division currently right now that's willing to run into that burning building named Shakur Stevenson. We'll see how that works out for him in November. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes,
Fever blisters, diabetic ulcers,
this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo-Deki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodeki.com.
like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.